Hey all you lovely kings, queens, and in-betweens, and welcome back to the channel. My name is Elaine, and today I'm going to be unboxing this Bandai Namco ReZero Espresso Rem Fairy Elements figure. I'm really excited to finally add this one to my collection. I've been looking at it for a while and I've never picked it up for reasons that I guess continue to elude me, but I finally decided it was time, and I'm really excited because I think she looks really cute in her little fairy outfit. She's got a very close-up, cute forest kind of shot over here on this side of the box. In the back you can see the full figure in the fairy forest, and this is what it'll actually look like more or less in real life without the slightly pixelated background that they put on the box. I think overall it looks pretty good, but you know, there's no window into the inside and I need to let her out of her cardboard cage. So we're going to do that, and I'm going to give you some thoughts on the figure overall. So it looks like this figure is going to require some more assembly than I initially anticipated. I thought it might be just the base and then the top part already assembled for you, but it's one of those ones that comes in the really long bag with the different segments all in the bag. So I'm going to take everything out. I'm going to show off all the pieces one by one, put it together, and then finally, for reals, provide my final thoughts. So these are all the pieces out of the bag. We have the two wings, which are very thin, very translucent, kind of feel a little flimsy, cheap plastic in my hands. I feel like if you press them too hard, they might snap, so I'm not going to do that. I do like the little design they put in the wings just to give it a little bit of fun and a little bit of whimsy. It's a nice touch that they didn't have to do, but elevated the figure and its quality. The base is actually kind of interesting in that it is a flower and it has this little raised thing that she's going to stand on. Usually they are circular in nature, so seeing one that's a different shape is kind of fun. I think it's also nice because it adds to the pink aspects of the figure. It's kind of in line with Rom more than Rem, which is probably why they chose pink as the accent color, but it's a nice little touch. But they're very different shades. This one's translucent, this one's not. It's faded, but it also has a sort of dusty quality because there are some slight paint imperfections. Now this is the top part of the figure where you could see her kind of startled expression. She has a hairpiece that is a bunch of roses, and again they're the accent points on her dress. It's a cute little dress top, not particularly like form-fitting. It's got a lot of folds. It doesn't really show off her figure, so it's not like one of those ones that are more non-family friendly. It's a very family friendly figure. Her hair color is slightly off. It's not particularly defined. It's like bulbous on top, and then it has kind of like little ridges here and there. It's ombre. It's lighter in the front and gets darker in the back and toward the bottom, and overall it doesn't make me think of Rem's actual hair color, which I feel like is something we see a lot in figures of Rem. They seem to get her hair color wrong. And then this is the bottom, which kind of in line with the startled expression. This is just going to sit on top, and then we're going to add the other elements. They have her shoes here, which are white, which I think is an interesting choice. Might have been done to kind of lean into the pillar aspects of the ombre. And it's got a little butterfly on her shoes, which you can't really make out, but it's a very small detail on the pointed shoes. So now we're just going to get this together, and I'm going to provide my final thoughts. So here our girl is when she's put into the base of the figure and all assembled. I would say that she looks cute, but I feel like the execution was not as well done as it could have. I had trouble getting the wings into the back. They're actually sticking out a little bit. If you look really closely, you can see that. The problem is they have this one flower in the middle, in addition to the protrusion of the folds of her dress, kind of getting in the way and making it very hard to get it in there. It makes it impossible, at least with the way my figure was built, to get it in there entirely. So it is a struggle, and it's easy to potentially snap them if you apply too much force, but you need to apply the force to get them in there at all. It kept falling out when I was putting it together, and that was a little frustrating. I think it would have been better if they didn't have the one flower in the back, maybe put like some sort of like small clasp that they could have just had against the skin on the figure to make it easier to get the wings in there, and also not flared the back of the skirt quite so much to allow for the wings to get on there comfortably and to stay, because they're really not something that stays put too easily. I say also that although the base is cute, it was a little hard to get her in there. It didn't want to go immediately, and you had to finagle a little bit with that. So just kind of testing the pieces before they go to market would have been nice, and thinking about these little details, which would have made it easier to assemble the figure and ensure that it stays together. Other than that, I'm very happy. I think that her pose is really cute. She has this sort of like shocked, shy expression, which I feel like works really nicely for what they're going for here, and also to an extent with her personality overall. Again, I think her hair color is a little off. The flowers have a sort of like dusty quality that I'm not super fond of. I think it would have been better if they were a little brighter, or if they just leaned into the darker aspect of the color and then added some blues that kind of made things seem succinct a little more. I like that they're going for the ombre, but I feel like they went too far from one end of the spectrum to the other for it to seem as cohesive as it could have been if they chose slightly different shades. But other than that, I think she's a very well designed figure in terms of appearance. I think she has a good face sculpt. I think it's very true to the character, and for this price point, it's a very good figure because you're not going to get the best of the line, for $30. Like, different elements are going to stick out a little. They're not going to stick in perfectly. They're going to be those kinds of problems that you don't really anticipate with a higher end figure. And there you have it, my review and unboxing of Bandai Namco's ReZero Rem Espresto Fairy Elements Coreful figure. What did you think of my unboxing and review? Did I leave anything out? Did this inspire you to buy this figure, or maybe let you know that this isn't something you wanted to buy? Let me know down below in the comments. I always like to know what you lovely kings, queens, and in-betweens think. And if you like what you saw here today, please smash that like button until it's blue. Subscribe, ring that bell so you always know what's up, and I'll catch you all in the next one. Bye, guys.